Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaRakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great mills done the roll. Shalom to all the brothers doing the work, sincerity and truth. Um, it's funny, so I got this article on The Guardian going into this, this broad in Scotland. In Scotland, they basically tried to pass a law recently where, um, if you're a dude, if you just go to an office and just say like, yeah, actually I'm a woman, then they basically have to acknowledge you as a woman legally. So, if you go to jail, then you go into a women's jail, and then you can basically fuck what you can be treated as a woman. Like, you go to the changing rooms, you can go into the changing room and flop your rod out as you change into into a bikini top, and that's meant to be acknowledged by society. And no surprise, this shit was it didn't go over easy. So there was a particular case. So this is what Nicola Sturgeon faces fortnight of criticism over trans prisons policy. So says few can be anticipating Hollywood's recess next week as keenly as Nicola Sturgeon. She has endured a fortnight of relentless and increasing personal criticism, punishing headlines, and lackluster polling. Meanwhile, her critics in the media have declared her career is over, and her former mentor, Alex Salmond, has accused her of throwing away the impetus for Scottish independence with a focus on gender recognition reforms. Now, I think for the longest, they were trying to get that Scottish independence, which, probably weren't going to run anyway. But we'll see. But now, she's basically just been pushing this new shit, says all this was provoked by reports that a newly convicted transgender woman, Isla Bryson, who committed 2 rapes while living as a man, Adam Graham, was being initially assessed in a women-only prison, Corton Vale. Yeah, and there's been a few cases, I think in like the States, and it's like, you go in there and a bunch of women are getting pregnant, which, is actual madness. Like, man's just in a cell with, some woman there. she can't go nowhere. Like, it's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. So it says, although Bryson was moved to a male prison less than 72 hours later, after Sturgeon herself made it plain a rapist should not be in a women's prison, the public outcry was not abated. The furore escalated after similar cases emerged, and former inmates of Corton Vale described their distress as sharing facilities with individuals of male genitalia. Yeah, so there's obviously dudes up in there. And and these guys, you just got a dude up in there, like that guy can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, ain't not, he's gonna be able to pin down anyone and do his business. So it's you know this is how insane it's gone, because you had the whole hubbub over the trans swimmer, the dude that was swimming, and then he won. It was like making the women eat his dust, and then won, and it was just like, yeah, what the fuck's this guy doing here? Like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, I've been training for the last 6 years, and this guy's just gonna come in and sweep it, you know, because it's obviously like a fucking dude. Like, what the hell, what the hell's going on? But that's these are the things where what do you call it? That are now it's basically part of that, trying to force you to accept what clearly doesn't align with reality. And that's what, by and large, a lot of people are kind of running with it and just accepting, like, yeah, I guess we just we just want to just being who they are, they're just being people, you just let them But then, you're gonna have to go. You can see some dude with, full beard, and then he stick a green wig on his head, and he meant to say madam, like, miss. That'll make no fucking sense. But it's part of, everything basically being pushed up to 11, man. Everything being pushed to the pinnacles of wickedness, because these are things that, back in Greece and Rome, they were getting down with all this, confusion, and even what, Sodom and Gomorrah. These, that all that confusion has existed. The ancient forms of worship that, followed after that complete confusion. Now, they're just bringing it back brand new. Like, oh, no, it's good, you know. But it's a madness. Isaiah 29:16, it says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. Yeah. This is basically turning things upside down. You're bringing in, complete bullshit. And then, especially, and the thing is as well, they got drag queens talking to kids, which, makes no fucking sense whatsoever. To go in and what, drag queens talking to kids, to basically get all that LGBT, the alphabet gang, in their mind from young. Because why? It's, that's a big part of the current push now, having everyone accept it. And it, ties into that whole idea of that transhumanism. Like, oh, eventually you just be able to, choose, you can have both a penis and breasts and whatever. And, you can just play around, maybe you have a penis this day and you have a vagina the next day. Complete confusion. That's insanity. Say, oh yeah, there's certain animals that can, they might be male. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know what, like, this, these things just obviously make no fucking sense whatsoever. If everyone was to become one of these blobs, then, that would be the last generation. Everyone would die off, man. The whole entire species would be done. That's the simplest thing. But these are things, and really it's only in mainstream in the West. Outside of the West, you don't really have it popping off too tough. Or you got like Thailand with the lady boys and whatnot. You got a few hot spots, but then really it's out here in the West is where it's being pushed. This is what, surely you're turning things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. Yeah, it ain't gonna have hold no. It's not gonna stay running, beyond your little time, man. That little season. Now Satan's got to run rampant and throw all these toys out the pram and make a complete mess of everything. It says, what for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Yeah. Are you gonna say what you're basically trying to do is uproot what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua set down, and basically set up your own thing. We're like, okay, well, we can do this. It's like you close up the womb, but okay, well, we can take the embryos and then have this guy can spunk into a jar, and then use a syringe and then put that in it. When we can we can still make IVFs and whatnot on all these different things to basically try and circumvent and establish, like, okay, I can do them things and most I can't, essentially, or whatever. It's the same thing with the Magi's in Egypt, man, where they're basically trying to they're trying to be like, okay, well, we can do what the Most High can do, but it's complete confusion. What's the other one I was gonna get? Stands by the clay. I completely slipped my mind. So something I wanted. What was it? Uh, Second Peter 2:6, it says, "I'm turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly." Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah were getting into all that confusion, all that alphabet mess, and then what? They were an example of what not to do, and that's again shows the times we're in now where it's confusion abounding, because now that's being upheld, that's being glorified as you know the right and the just, the good, for you to be like, oh, you see some dude running around in a dress, and you're meant to be like, oh wow, he's so brave, he's finally able to be who's truly, you're saying that, but it's when you deal with the scriptures, it's completely off. But again, that's where you have it. It's funny. It says opponents of the Scottish government's gender recognition changes, self-identification for those who wish to change legal sex. And that's just fucking wild in general, man. What the fuck, like, if a kid comes and says I'm a dog, you then gonna put them in the dog, in a fucking dog a thingy shelter. But again, that's you're not meant to think about it too much. It says, "Have seized on the row as vindicating the concerns about lack of safeguards in the bill, which the UK government blocked it from going for royal assent last month because of safety issues for women and children." Yeah, there was a fucking there was this was a few years back, I think like 2 years back, where it was like in the US, where you just had a dude come in to a women's only sauna, where like women were at with their kids, and then was it a sauna? Something like that. I think it was a sauna, or maybe like a beauty spa kind of thing. But it was like a sauna. No, not a sauna. I think it was like a hot tub or something to that effect. And then just like rolled up, and then fucking just slammed his junk out like in front of like fucking 4 and 5 year olds and shit. Like just complete madness, complete insanity. And that's the same. That's exactly what what this is gonna be allowing. Some dude in Scotland could just roll up and then just be, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go into this, into this spa, go into the changing rooms, and just slam his rod out in the middle of the changing rooms in front of a bunch of fucking, women and kids, like, that's the mess. But again, that's these are things that now, you say you express that it's you take issue with this, and then you're gonna have problems. That's been that's been like with a lot of these things, where it's like, if you say certain things, you'll get demonized, you'll get looked at sideways. But yeah. Revelation 20 and 3, and it says, "And cast him into the bottomless," well, this verse 2 says, "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more." See, that's Esau's role, to deceive the nations, pushing that whole alphabet agenda. That's deceiving the nations, because these things are not like I read. There's the former examples of why that conduct makes no sense. What what it affects in a world, you should already know, is confusion. For if you're looking to continue people existing, then you need a man and a woman. It's funny. One girl at work told me that in Japan there was like a politician or something that said, like on a like discussion panel or something, that they should start euthanizing the old people, because there's too many of them. I think in Japan it's like old people over like 60 or 70 make up the vast majority of the population, because people ain't having sex and ain't having kids. I was like, bro, it's like you need to be. And like, even if you kill off all the fucking old people, I'm like, bro, people still need, a guy still needs to stick his rod in a woman, man, and nut inside. Like, if that ain't happening, you ain't getting no more fucking people. And that's, that's a big part um of what now it's just like they don't really have any kind of push for men and women, men and women to be getting together. They're trying to, make everything. And even if they're getting together, there's hella people I talk to, girls I talk to, young girls. They're like, oh, I'm not really looking to have kids. I'm like, y'all are all confused. All of 22 talking about you don't want to have kids. I'm like, you don't even know like what you're doing with your life, man. You're like, no, you think, oh, I want to go on holiday here. I want to experience this. I want to, go on a beach. I want to get worshipped on social media. But then, all of that is deception. Deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. It's that little season, man, and he's been spectacularly efficient. Because hey, look at the mindset of the people now. Completely done, man. They're fried. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabashim Shabashim Shalom.